Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Thomas Forrester has always been one of the most complicated characters on The Bold and the Beautiful. Whenever fans start to believe that he's changed for good, there's always a lingering question in the back of their minds. Is this transformation real, or is it just another setup for heartbreak, betrayal, or manipulation? Right now, Thomas is presenting himself as a man who has finally turned the corner. He's calmer, more rational, more patient, and genuinely seems to be putting Douglas, Hope, and even the entire Forrester family above his own selfish desires. But can a leopard really change its spots? That's the mystery everyone is trying to solve as Thomas's so-called change of heart comes under scrutiny. Is this new Thomas too good to be true? Or has he truly done the work to become a better man? Let's dig into where this storyline is heading, and why the waiting game could lead to some explosive outcomes. At first glance, Thomas's recent behavior seems like everything fans have been asking for. He's stepped back from manipulative schemes, he's trying not to force Hope into a relationship she doesn't want, and he's putting the well-being of his son first. Douglas has always been the compass for Thomas, and whenever Thomas strays, it's usually Douglas who becomes collateral damage. But lately, Thomas has been listening more, respecting boundaries more, and resisting that inner urge to twist situations to his advantage. On paper, this is the redemption arc people wanted. Yet, viewers can't help but wonder, is this just calm before the storm? The reason skepticism runs so deep with Thomas is because of his track record. Over the years, Thomas has staged shocking manipulations, from keeping Beth's existence a secret to creating schemes that nearly destroyed Hope's trust forever. Every time he seemed to be making progress, he would relapse into his old patterns of obsession and dishonesty. Hope herself has been burned multiple times, and although she's admitted she sees a new side of Thomas, even she treads carefully around him. The danger is that Thomas is so good at convincing people he's changed that they might let their guards down. And if his true motives resurface, the damage could be even greater than before. What's fascinating about this current storyline is the tension it creates. The writers know the audience is watching Thomas like a hawk. Every word he says, every action he takes, is being dissected for hidden meaning. For example, when Thomas tells Hope he only wants what's best for her, does he really mean it? Or is there a part of him that believes if he plays the patient, supportive role long enough, she'll eventually fall back into his arms? That's where the too good to be true aspect really comes into play. His behavior right now is almost too perfect, too controlled, and that makes it suspicious. The waiting game is what gives this storyline its punch. Hope may not be ready to leap into another relationship with Thomas, especially after everything they've been through, but she's clearly conflicted. She feels drawn to him. She trusts him with Douglas, and deep down she does recognize that he has made strides. But the risk is always present. If she lets herself fall for Thomas again, will history repeat itself? Fans know that in soaps, history almost always comes back around, and second chances often end in disaster. That's why the audience is holding its breath, waiting to see if Thomas slips up or if someone else forces his hand. Family dynamics add another layer to the tension. Rich has been cautiously supportive of Thomas, proud to see his son stepping into maturity. But Ridge also knows his son's history. Brooke, on the other hand, has never fully trusted Thomas and constantly reminds Hope to keep her guard up. This clash of opinions is central because it mirrors what fans themselves are feeling. One half of the audience wants to root for Thomas's redemption, while the other half wants to protect Hope at all costs. That tug-of-war creates a perfect storm of drama. We also can't ignore the impact of Sheila Carter still being alive and lurking around the edges of the Forrester family. Sheila thrives on exploiting weaknesses, and if Thomas's change of heart has any cracks in it, she'll find a way to use that to her advantage. Imagine Sheila planting seeds of doubt, pushing Thomas toward darker impulses, or even framing him in situations that make it look like he hasn't changed at all. The pressure of outside threats often reveals a character's true nature, and Thomas could be tested sooner than anyone expects. Another element to consider is the role of Douglas. Thomas has been a devoted father lately, but his greatest fear is losing Douglas' respect. Douglas is old enough now to see when his father is being genuine versus when he's falling into old patterns. If Thomas does slip, Douglas could be the first one to notice. That would be heartbreaking not only for Thomas, but also for Hope, who has always tried to shield Douglas from the fallout of adult mistakes. The writers may use Douglas as the moral compass of the storyline, showing through his reactions whether Thomas's change is real or just surface level. Romantically, Hope is the central figure who could either validate Thomas's transformation or expose it. Right now, she's trying to focus on her own independence after everything with Liam, but the pull between her and Thomas never goes away. If she does give him another chance, it could either cement his redemption or set the stage for the ultimate betrayal. Fans know Hope has a history of giving people the benefit of the doubt, sometimes to her own detriment. The writers may be preparing to test her faith in Thomas in the most dramatic way possible. There's also the looming shadow of Liam, who has been openly critical of Thomas. Liam doesn't trust him, and he's made it clear that he believes Thomas will never truly change. That opinion could create a self-fulfilling prophecy. If Thomas feels constantly judged and doubted, he may lash out, which could ironically push him back into old behaviors. It's a psychological trap. Sometimes people live down to the expectations others set for them. Liam's lack of trust may inadvertently drive Thomas to the very mistakes Liam is. Should also keep in mind the possibility that Thomas's change of heart is completely genuine, and the writers are just playing with our skepticism. Soap operas thrive on long-term storytelling, and dragging out Thomas's redemption while constantly teasing failure keeps viewers engaged. But it's possible that this time really is different. After years of struggle, maybe Thomas has finally matured, and the real story will be about whether others are willing to forgive him and move forward. That could be an equally compelling angle, the idea that people can change, but forgiveness takes time. However, the phrase "too good to be true" exists for a reason. Viewers can't shake the feeling that a big twist is coming. Maybe Thomas is repressing darker impulses that will eventually explode. Maybe someone manipulates him into crossing a line he swore he'd never cross again. Or maybe the waiting game is about Hope realizing that no matter how much she wants to believe in him, she can't risk her heart again. Any of these outcomes would send shockwaves through the Forrester family. In the end, Thomas's story is a ticking time bomb. Every day that goes by without a slip-up makes people believe in him a little more, but it also raises the stakes. If he does fail, the fallout will be catastrophic because everyone will feel betrayed for having trusted him again. That's the brilliance of this storyline. It's not just about Thomas proving himself, it's about everyone else deciding how much faith to put in him. And as we know, in the world of the bold and the beautiful, faith and trust are fragile things. So as we wait to see what happens, fans are caught in the same position as Hope. Do we believe in Thomas and root for him to succeed, or do we brace ourselves for the heartbreak we've seen so many times before? The waiting is almost unbearable, but it's also what makes this storyline so gripping. Thomas's change of heart may be the real deal, or it may be the cruelest trick of all. Only time will tell if this new Thomas is the man he claims to be, or if the dark side we've known so well is just waiting to resurface. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.